Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Wow. Somehow I am very excited about this video because it is finally the Australia vlog.
ये बहुत ही बड़ी आइसक्रीम नहीं है. Some of these trees are 78 years old. That's amazing. Hi! Hi!
Somebody asks you a question like, where's Sydney? And you're like,
Now for the most awaited part of the trip.
Our trip was for 5 days to and from Sydney, and during those 5 days we also went to Byron Bay. Now I watched MasterChef Australia religiously while growing up, so somehow before going I felt like I already gayi hui hu Australia. The accent was familiar, the names of the places were so familiar, and the people were just as sweet as I expected them to be. So how are we supposed to reach Sydney? I mean obviously by flight, but there is a Qantas flight that goes directly from Bangalore to Sydney every alternate day. So obviously we had to go to Bangalore first from Delhi. But our flight to Bangalore was Indigo. So can you guess what happened?
Sorry? Oh my god. आज तक जिंदगी में कभी भी कहीं पे भी जाने की इतनी कभी डिफिकल्टी कभी भी नहीं हुई.
The flight was delayed by 4 hours, which means we missed our flight to Australia. The team then booked the next available flight to Sydney, which had a layover in Bangkok. And now the fun story starts. So I'm checking in. The guys at the counter are checking my visa, which is on my old passport. But my old passport is attached to my new passport. So should not be any problem. But they didn't give me a boarding pass.
It is 12:16. We are boarding at 12:20. I have not even got my boarding pass yet. Am I getting the boarding pass? Or not? Saying he's given me only boarding pass till Bangkok. यार, he's saying Bangkok में जाके try करो.
After standing at the counter for at least an hour, मुझे सिर्फ Bangkok तक का boarding pass मिला. Bangkok पहुंच के I stood in the line for 2 hours only to get to know, oh, I just have to wait at the boarding gate for my boarding pass.
ओहो, अब जाके जान में जाना ही थोड़ी.
And when I finally boarded my final flight from Bangkok to Sydney, I cannot even tell you how relieved I felt. Okay, anyway, let's take you through the itinerary.
very good morning from Sydney.
On day 1, we landed in Sydney and checked into the Four Seasons Hotel. All the popular spots in Sydney were just about 10 to 20 minutes walk from this hotel. Our room had the view of the Sydney Opera House and the harbour. It was just so beautiful. In the morning, we went for a breakfast cruise with great coffee and some croissant. After that, we headed for lunch to this restaurant called Nomad. It was in Surrey Hill. And the food, oh my god, so yummy. And there were plenty of vegetarian options as well. I think out of all the countries I visited, Australia has the best food culture, obviously apart from India. And also here's a fun fact. There's hardly any Starbucks in Sydney. I think sirf do the as far as I remember. That's because nobody goes to Starbucks here. Literally every coffee shop serves the best coffee. Can you imagine living in a country where literally everywhere you go the coffee is good? I mean, after lunch we were taken to the Sydney cricket ground, of course, where we got a very behind the scenes tour of the ground.
ये फनी स्टोरी बताऊं. जब मैं टेनिस खेलती थी ना, तब सिटी फोर्ट में खेलते थे हम. तो 2 to 4 मेरा बैच होता था एंड 4 बजे फिर हम फिटनेस करने जाते थे. तो देयर वाज दिस वन टाइम वेयर युवराज सिंह वाज प्लेइंग फुटबॉल in City Fort. So all of us went and मतलब I was never cricket fan ना. तो मैं कहा चल सारे साइन करा, मैं भी बॉल साइन करा लेती हूँ. तो मैंने बॉल साइन करा, so then I ended up playing tennis with it. Now I realize कि I should have kept it. मतलब ऐसे even if मतलब मैं टेनिस के लिए बॉल के साथ, क्योंकि मेरे उसमें था ना बॉल्स का हमारे पास सारा वो होता था. I'm forgetting what we used to call it, but पूरी बॉल्स होती है हमारे पास. We used to have some 60, 63, 65 बॉल्स जिससे हम फिर कोच करते थे बाद में अकेले. सेपरेट कोचिंग, तो उसी में मिक्स हो गई वो बॉल, मतलब बिल्कुल ही छोटे डम.
This place was actually quite amazing. I'm not really a big cricket fan, but it was very interesting being around so much history and so much passion for cricket. Our Indian team has actually played here so many times. We were shown where Sachin Tendulkar also sits. The next morning, we were taken to a very popular spot in Sydney, which I also knew because of MasterChef Australia, Bondi Beach. We ate at this cafe called the Depot, and man, was it good! I also got some coffee back home from there. This place was right by the beach and surrounded by so many restaurants and cafes and even actually clothing boutiques. So obviously after breakfast I went around for a little walk. Australia is big on sustainability and it's actually so refreshing. There's a lot of focus on sustainability, homegrown and ethically produced, both food and fashion. So obviously I did some shopping. I mean
Can I have the mango and the custard apple in coconut?
I love food that's made with just real ingredients and like no nonsense. And this tastes like जो मैं घर पे smoothie बोल नहीं बनाती. This is basically just fruit. All of this is like avocado based skincare and just looks amazing. किसी भी चीज़ की अच्छी packaging हो ना, I'm like मेरे को खरीदना है. It's a bad habit. Don't be a material girl. It's not worth it. ले लेते बढ़िया. We are currently in Ballina, which is in this area called Byron Bay. Australia का बहुत ही popular area है. I've never been to this side of the world, but because I watched MasterChef Australia so much and so religiously throughout the years, I feel like मेरे को already ये जगह पता है, मैंने सब देख रखा है. It's very funny. But अभी हम आए हैं at this place called Tropical Fruit World. It is a very touristy attraction. अगर हम अकेले आते, हम I think ये जगह 1000% skip कर देते. But you know what? It's fruit. I love fruit, so let's go see. Some of these trees are 78 years old. That's amazing. This is the dragon fruit plant and dragon fruit जो जिस flower से निकलता है वो रात को बंद हो जाता है. So cool. And also if you listen carefully, you can hear like different kinds of birds. It's so beautiful.
Do you like macadamias? You can try one for the first time and see what you think.
Passion fruit है ये. Must. I really like passion fruit. Now for the most awaited part of the trip, we're going to go find kangaroos. Let's go. Everyone meet Madeline. We call her Maddie. He has been taking us to the best places in Sydney and around. So yeah.
We're so excited to have you both.
So excited to be here.
So excited. Come on, let's go see some kangaroo.
You know what you call baby kangaroos?
Baby?
Joey. Yeah, I used to be good at this.
Let me introduce you to my recent work setup. Firstly, this monitor. I love that I get so many adjustment options and the best part is the privacy. मेरे को monitor पे काम करने की आदत लगी थी when I was working at GSK and honestly I don't know why I have not been working on the monitor ever since because this is just brilliant. But I'm always afraid कोई मेरे को laptop से देख रहा होगा. So this is just what you need. Another one from ViewSonic is a portable monitor. This has two Type-C ports and you can connect this with your laptop, tablet and your phone. Honestly, I keep this in my car. It is so easy to travel with and super helpful for edits on the go. Good morning and welcome from day 3. So Australia is actually 5.5 hours ahead of India. तो हमें जब से हम आए हम ये time zones ही adjust कर रहे हैं. Our journey to Sydney was actually 3 flights and जब हम Bangkok से Sydney पहुंचे थे हमने बीच में lunch भी नहीं किया because of the time difference. So we were served breakfast and then we were directly served dinner. So weird if you think about it. So last night we slept off at 10:15 and हम आज सुबह 12 बजे उठे. So we had a good 14 hours sleep. I don't think I've ever slept this long in my entire life. Today for the first day on the trip we feel relaxed and well slept and now I can finally say we are ready. We are ready for Australia. Originally आज के दिन पे हमारे लिए बहुत कुछ planned था including snorkeling with turtles but all thanks to the weather that has been cancelled. So we are going to do the rest of the things on the itinerary which are thankfully only 2 things for today. three things. The first thing on the agenda today is lunch, क्योंकि breakfast तो हमने miss कर दिया. We're at this very beautiful, very typical beachy, very Bali vibe type of a place. हम यहाँ पे पहले lunch करेंगे and then you will go to gin tasting. Good news for me here, they have vegetarian food.
Used it with lemon myrtle, which is an Australian citrus smelling leaf. Well, pass that one down.
Oh, lemon myrtle I've seen in like so many soaps and all like skincare products here. Yeah, it's oh, this is amazing.
Yes.
I very recently got to know gin has all these herbs. Like no wonder you don't get a hangover the next day.
It's healthy.
It's healthy. I mean, technically it's healthy. This is the famous ink gin. Oh,
Now it's the pigment.
oh, it changes color.
Your tonic.
It's gonna be purple
Change
then.
colour.
Yeah.
Magic.
This is so good. So what they do at this distillery is that they grow their own sugarcane and they make gin from that fresh sugarcane from their own farm. यार ऑस्ट्रेलिया में लोग बहुत ही ज़्यादा स्वीट है. आई थिंक द नाइसेस्ट नेशनैलिटी दैट वी हैव मेट. जो हमारे साथ टूर गाइड बन के जो आई है बेसिकली, शी इज़ डिज़ाइन द एंटायर आइटिनरी विद हर बॉस हु हैज़ जिनकी वजह से हम यहाँ पे आए हैं बेसिकली. एंड फर्स्टली द एंटायर आइटिनरी इंक्लूड्स वेरी like young places, especially in terms of going to restaurants and everything, like all the places that we would have chosen to go to. And she's so sweet, she's so understanding. आज हम सुबह 12 बजे उठे एंड फोन पे ना हमें मतलब एज इंडियंस हमें डर ही लग रहा था बोलने में कि यार ओ शिट हम सो गए थे कुछ था. बट एज सून एज वी टोल्ड हर शी इज लाइक यू नो व्हाट द ड्राइवर इज गोना कम बैक फॉर यू, इट्स ओके. यार यहाँ पे सही में जनरली बहुत ही स्वीट है लोग. अभी मैं कहीं पे शॉपिंग करने गई थी एंड दिस इज नॉट ओनली लाइक पीपल हु आर सेल्स पर्सन्स, लाइक नॉर्मल पब्लिक भी इतनी स्वीट है. एक जगह मैं गई थी, वहाँ पे मैंने शॉपिंग की एक टॉप लिया था. आई वाज द ओनली वन इन द स्टोर. सो वो गप्पे मारी मेरे से, ओ व्हाट आर योर प्लान्स फॉर द वीकेंड. मैं कहा हम बायरन बे जा रहे हैं. शी सेड ओह माय गॉड आई एम सो जेलस. मतलब दे आर सो स्वीट, लाइक दे विल मेक यू फील सो एट होम. इट्स जस्ट अमेजिंग. Yeah, so I told her we're influencers and you know we're here on this whole tour, invited by the tourism board. She said, "Oh my God, that's amazing!" And ye and wo, amazing. You know, everyone is very, very, very sweet here. It's refreshing to be in such a positive atmosphere. I think for a change, I think this is my first country jahan pe like the mother tongue is English. Currently, we are at the easternmost point of Australia, and all you can see is the ocean. Just iske beyond kuch hai nahi. Oh, and Madeline just told us during season time you can actually see the whales swimming from here. That's so cool. अभी तो नहीं दिखेंगे because मेरा luck इतना अच्छा नहीं है. Sometimes you can see the dolphins also on the coast.